Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with Dave Coldwell. Workouts for the big Sheffield show on Saturday. You've got Anthony Fowler on the bill. We saw him working out earlier, looking very sharp. Can you tell us first of all a little bit about his opponent? Because I know he's come in late notice and we don't know a lot about him.
I don't know if, because Matchroom haven't said yet who it is, so I don't know if it's my place to announce it. We've got an opponent. It's a good opponent. I've had quite a few opponents. And the funny thing is we've had a couple of really good tests, where I've thought, wow, these are real fighters. We've said yes to them, not a problem. And then they've gone back and they've checked YouTube as they do, and then they've decided they don't actually want the fight after initially putting their names forward for it, or saying yes. So these were a couple of American-based fighters. So now we've got a tough opponent that comes to win. He's got a winning record. He's actually boxed at a very, very good level. So it's a good test for Fowler. It is a good test, and it's not, it's not a fight that's going to be. I don't see him chinning him with one shot. I think it's a fight that he's got to be clever. He's got to be smart and break him down a little bit.
Can you tell us any of the other fighters that looked on YouTube and thought better of it?
No, I wouldn't want to do that. I want to, because sometimes it's not the fighter, it's the management, and then the fighter gets a bad rep for it. So I won't want to do that. But a couple of good fighters that, like I said, box at good levels, all got really, really good records. Good step ups. Don't get me wrong, not elite level fighters. I'm not talking about top 10, top 15 in world, but just outside that. So yeah, they were good fighters, and one of them was something I thought. I said to Fowler, I said, took this fight, blah blah. I went, it's a real fight, it's a proper fight. You can't go in there thinking that it's just another day at work. But I'm happy with this opponent that we've got. It'll be a test for him. I think it'll be the most ambitious fighter he's fought. I know Craig O'Brien came with ideas of winning the fight, but I think when Fowler hits this kid, I don't think he'll be one of those that as soon as he hits him, they start going defensive and start thinking about how do I get through this rather than winning it. I think this kid, I've seen him. It takes. He's a tough kid. He takes a shot and he'll keep on trying to win. I can't remember his record off by heart. Do you know what it is? I've had that many names, that many records. They're all mixed up in my head. I don't know what record is. I'll tell you in a sec, actually. Just give me a second.
What, you going to look on BoxRec?
Yeah, I'll get his record up. No, not him.
It's Errol Spence, apparently. No. Exclusive here on Seconds Out. Anthony Fowler versus Errol Spence.
You know what? I'm looking at so many different things for different people.
Dave Coldwell's phone doesn't lie, everyone. It's ambitious, I'll give you that. I fear for Spence.
I'm going to think of his phone now. I can't think of his record. Right. It's a good record. More importantly, it's a good level above anything what he's been fighting before, and it's what you'd expect. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm at this stage now where it has been a little frustrating for him, frustrating for me, because I keep thinking we're matched up, and then, like I said, the problem is even when I was fighting, we didn't even have BoxRec then. These days, fighters have got BoxRec and then they've got YouTube. So not only can they look at somebody's record and say, oh, forget that, I ain't fighting him. They can look at his record and then go onto YouTube and then say, oh, I'm not fighting him. And that's where your problem is, and that's what all matchmakers will tell you. That's where the problem is, because everybody can just look. Everybody wants to fight everybody until they look at them and then they think, oh no, I might get chinned here. Or they price themselves out. We had a couple of Brits that are mouthing off on Twitter saying that they'll fight Fowler. You put it on them, say, yep, and then they put on a price as though they're fighting for a world title.
You're not going to tell us who they are you?
Again, I wouldn't do that. And no. Although I've been tempted to say something on Twitter when they're running their mouth up. But it is what it is. That's how game is now. But we've got an opponent I'm happy with, considering it's fight week, and Fowler's just got to do a job.
Talking of domestic ambitions, it seemed like the plan was to fight Scott Fitzgerald until he got injured, then Ted Cheeseman perhaps for the British later on.
And I've always said it, from his sixth fight, I wanted Fitzgerald, then I wanted a Coldwell title, then I wanted Cheeseman. So everyone's saying, oh, you're running away from Cheeseman. No, we're not, right? Fowler's 8-0 now. right? He's 8-0, that's all. I think Cheeseman's almost double that, right? So Cheeseman's had his little testing fight when he fought Carson Jones, right? An old Carson Jones that were a welterweight, right? That was his testing fight, and that's where he realised. Had a little bit of moments in there where he had to figure himself out, and thought, right, I've done it at that level. I'm above this level. And then in every fight since, you've seen his confidence, you've seen him how he's grown, and he's become better and better. And I think in the last 18 months, year, he's probably domestically, he's the best, most improved fighter that we've got. But he's had that fight, he's had that testing fight, and that's what's allowed him to grow. And that's what happens with these fighters, with these prospects. My man's not had that fight yet, right? We had Craig O'Brien, who's going to give us a tough fight. He was unbeaten. It weren't a tough fight. Fowler did what you would expect an Olympian to. But don't get mixed up with the fact that just because you've had 210 amateur fights means that you're ready to slot straight in with pros. If you look at Fowler's amateur career, look at the last 2 years of his amateur career, how many times were he getting bust up? And how often were people saying, he's not going to do anything as a pro, he gets hit too much, he weren't seen as one of the top amateurs when he turned pro, right? Your Kellys and your Boatsis and people like that, they've got a style where they're elusive, they don't get hit much. Boatsi, more seasoned as an amateur, his transition to pro has been fantastic. Fowler, the last 2 years, was getting nailed with everything, cuts, lumps and bumps and everything. So I've had to have time with him to try and get him to be a little bit more smarter. You know, not loading up, not just thinking he can just walk forward swinging. He don't walk forward swing as much now. So you can see his adaptations getting there. But because he's an Olympia and because he's had all these amateur fights, people rightly think he needs to get in a test straight away. But amateurs and professionals are completely different. So I needed the fights. If you look at normal fighters that have had 100 amateur fights and they're 8-0, they're not fighting anybody. You look at there's certain prospects now that are about 16, 17-0, they're still not fought anybody. Fowler's had 8 fights, and everybody knows there needed to be a big transition and a big change for him to do anything in pros. So you can't say that and then next breath say, oh, he's not fighting anybody. Right, so we're 8-0, and like I said, my plan was Fitzgerald. That'd have been, well, I wanted that at 6 when we were 6-0. So the plan was 7-0 Fitzgerald, 8 Commonwealth, 9 Cheeseman. So that would have been under 10 fights. Now we're at 8-0. We'll get this one out where hopefully it goes in there, performs. It becomes 9-0. So then my plan still is Fitzgerald first next year, then Commonwealth title, and then Cheeseman. So that'll be what, 12 fights? That's not bad. That's not bad. If you have your showdown with Cheeseman, when we're on about 12 fights, he'll probably be on about, I don't know, he'll probably be on about 18, 19 fights now. By then, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't get what everyone's problem is.
Moving on to other matters in the gym, Tony Bellew's retirement. Just tell us a bit about how that's affected the mood in the gym, and does it mean you've now got an opening for some new fighters?
Yeah. Even when I was training Tony, it wasn't a case of I'm not taking anybody on. I had no intention of taking Jordan Gill on. I had no intention of taking Anthony Fowler on. It's just that when they came and asked me, I like them as kids, and I felt sorry for Jordan, and I wanted to help him. And with Fowler, my intention was no, because I thought, what do I need this egotistical Olympian who's going to think that he's cracked it already for? And then when he came and we had a chat, I thought, he understands he's got a lot of work to do. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll help you. I'll work with you. And so Tony's left. There's a massive void in gym. His character's what you miss. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, after a fight, then he has a couple of weeks out, and then whatever. But you just know that he's not coming back. So it is a bit strange. But Jordan's a character. Fowler's a character. You know, so they're creating their own. They're making that gym their own now. Jordan's cock at gym. He's got a title. You know, so it's a new era in my gym right now. Would I take anybody else on? If it fit, and if I thought the most precious thing to me is my time, because anything that I do that I spend my time on means anything after 3 o'clock means that I'm not spending it with my kids. So it's got to be somebody worth it. It's got to, so it's got to fit in with my time to be able to train and I'm not going here, there, and everywhere enough. You know, if I've only got a couple of fighters, then it's only so often that I've got weekends away. It's only so often that I'm out of the country. You know, so anybody else that comes, it's got to be worth it for me. I've got to be excited about it, and it's got to be worth it in every manner to me. You know, I've done the whole. People think I just popped up with Bellew. I've done the whole go up to Scotland, driving up to Scotland for a 4-3s with a journeyman. Drive back because you're not getting put up in a hotel. Get home at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for 80 quid, and that's after training for all weeks on end. I've done all that, so I'm in a position now. Thank God, I don't really have to do that, and I've got kids, so I don't really want to do that unless I have to do that. And so, yeah, I am now where I'm going to say, well, all right, I'll train him. Yeah, no, sorry, mate, I can't really train him. I'll manage fighters. I love managing fighters. It's like, you know, work with people like Curtis and building Curtis Woodhouse all the way through and end up, you know, being British champion. I love that sort of stuff. But training fighters, it's got to be somebody that excites me and that I've got a buzz about. But yeah, there is vacancies. There is a hole. How you doing? Right.
That was Adam Booth there. Little insight into the situation. We wish you the very best of luck on Saturday with Anthony, and we'll keep an eye on your gym to see who's next through those doors.